the 5th pick in the 1993 NBA draft, the Minnesota Timberwolves select Isaiah J.R. Rider from the University of Nevada, Las Vegas.
J.R. Rider said just before this, I want to be called Isaiah beginning now. And he is the first senior taken in.
Improved themselves dramatically. This guy is a 20-point-per-game scorer, and don't believe that he does not have a chance to be Rookie of the Year this year. He has that kind of talent.
You're talking about a guy, 29 points a game, but at the NBA level, with the added minutes, he is a over 50% shooter, and if you notice, he's an 8 to 9 rebounder. That means that he takes you down inside that foul line and can punish people on the offensive board. Doug and I were talking yesterday. I thought Doug made a great point. This is a young man that can come in and on special nights get you 25 to 35 at the NBA level.
The 6th pick in the 1993 NBA draft, the Washington Bullets select Calbert Cheney from the University of Indiana.
Go Big Red, Calbert Cheney, a Bobby Knight product from Indiana University. His mom, Elizabeth Crawley, is with him. His stepdad, Edgar Crawley, family and friends wishing him well. A fine young man, and when I say that, he's a well-balanced person and a very sweet offensive player. A left-hander who is a very smooth player to watch. A lot of people say he has his game together.
Well, a couple things that I really like about this young man. He's a great shooter, but he's gotten better every year that he's played. He's a very bright player, and he was not a highly recruited player coming out of high school. So he came in and every year had a tremendous work ethic, and I think Bob Knight really sent him a message that if he really paid the price and did the things that he could do, that this day would finally come for him. And Calbert Cheney had to say, this guy was a player of the year this year.
Won the Naismith Award. Calbert Cheney has that outside jumper. He also puts the ball on the floor very well. And a lot of people asked him as he walks up here as the number 6 pick, what about all those Indiana picks of the past who didn't prove to be good pro players? Hubie, he thinks he will be one.
Well, he said that the reason is that I think that I am extremely well coordinated. I have the athletic talent. I have the foot speed. He's a winner. We know that. And the big thing is he wants the ball for the big shots. So you know that he has incredible character. Now, we know that his game is dynamite from the foul line down. So people say, well, can he play the 2-guard position? Well, everything is in relative to the type of offense that you run. And I'm sure that Wes Unseld in their passing game will find spots and areas for him to excel.
Here is a young man who is 6'7", as you see, has an excellent game, and some people think he may be the best pro prospect out of Indiana since a person who's here in this building, Isaiah Thomas, with the Detroit Pistons. Let's meet Calbert Cheney. He's with Craig Sager.
As you know, the Detroit Pistons have the 10th pick in the 1993 NBA draft. And with it, they have selected Lindsey Hunter from Jackson State University.
You hear the noisy reaction here at the Palace. 13,000 fans who saw world championship teams here in Detroit a couple of years ago know that the Detroit Pistons are hurt. They know they have to get better, and there's no better way than having picks high in the first round. Lindsey Hunter's mom and dad, Lindsey and Armenta, you see with him in the green room along with his friends and relatives. Lindsey Hunter is a point guard. He is also an incredible scorer. Now, some might call him a wild scorer. He has no conscience in terms of shooting. He had 48 points against Kansas, 43 against Illinois, and listen to this crowd. Lindsey Hunter, 6'1", 193 from Jackson State.
Well, I think this is very interesting because Billy McKinney put out a great smoke screen. He did not bring Lindsey Hunter in because he was afraid that people would try to move ahead of him and pick Lindsey Hunter. So he brought in a lot of other people. Lindsey Hunter, cat quick off the dribble, can get his own shot. You're going to see him be the next young point guard on this team as Isaiah now starts to get into the twilight of his career. You know, so much has been said about who they're going to take. I think they're either going to shock the next pick. I think they're going to go with another guard, Allan Houston. I think they're going to shore up their backcourt of the future. I think this is an excellent pick. And Billy McKinney, you got to give him a lot of credit. He did a very good job of not bringing this young man in.
Well, you can see that the quickness is there, but the main thing with this young man is the fact that he also can defend.
Allan Houston. Here's David Stern.
As you know, the Detroit Pistons also have the 11th pick in the 1993 NBA draft. And with the 11th pick in the 1993 NBA draft, the Detroit Pistons select Allan Houston from the University of Tennessee.
Allan Houston. You saw his dad, who coached him at Tennessee, Wade, his mom, Alice, and a whole room full of Houstons. He came here to wish him well. Allan Houston comes to the Detroit Pistons, the team in the backcourt of the future. And one of the things you'll have to know about these two young men is that they're coming in with two of the best guards in the history of the NBA, Isaiah Thomas and Joe Dumars. It'll be tough for these rookies not to be motivated, Hubie.
Yeah, but the thing is that you must fit in. And Don Cheaney is going to change their style of play. He does not want to stay in that mode of the 90-point game. So that means they will get less minutes, and that will be more minutes for the younger players. And they will not run a 3-guard rotation. They'll run a 4-guard rotation.
Standing ovation for Allan Houston as he's introduced here in the Palace, the building in which he will be displaying his significant talents at 6'6", standing next to the commissioner, David Stern. Allan Houston from the University of Tennessee.
Well, I feel like he's the best shooter in the draft. Look at the amount of points. This guy scored 2,801 points in SEC competition. Watch how sweet his jump shot is. Everything looks smooth. He pulls up. Look how his shoulders get square to the target. Great release. He's got a quick release, so he's going to be able to get his shot off under pressure. He moves without the basketball. You see him go right up and square his shoulders nicely. I just think he has such a tremendous upside, and he does things effortlessly, Hubie, which I think he's criticized for.
Well, what I like about him is that he does it in the few amount of shots. And by that we mean he shoots